with history, I find it extremely fascinating already. And for example, with what I'm doing on my IG and YouTube, I post short videos as of right now. And their short videos sometimes is just daily info or I talk about a specific topic. And a lot of times I get comments from the audience. They're just like, "Whoa, I didn't know that. It's really fascinating." And that's what I mean with history. It's like, why not just do that? Why not just put that in the film? There's already enough intrigue where it's very interesting. It's very um, unexpected. So for example, I haven't posted these yet on my dailies, but there's gonna be a daily. It's about you probably might know this. It's like about John the oh gosh, I forgot his name now. Well, basically these two lords. One's English, one's French, and basically they make a truce. And then 3 days later, he kills the French duke. And it just, my point is, it's just interesting to see that like this kind of betrayal, these kinds of like shady things that a lot of historical films show, directly shows it in real life, and it's I don't get why sometimes yeah
Well, I mean, I know your thoughts on Game of Thrones,
right yeah I mean
but let's be
Overdrive
honest.
is Game of Thrones.
That was that was a good. Basically, Braveheart, the story of William Wallace and Robert the Bruce and Edward the First, would have been better portrayed had it been more like Game of Thrones, right? Like in the sense of all these so-called friends. This idea that oh, like William Wallace and Robert the Bruce were like deep down they were great friends. It's like no, they as we know, Robert the Bruce ultimately betrayed William Wallace, and it wasn't done in the way the film showed it. It was a way to get rid of a rival. And yeah, you know, obviously there were aspects of Braveheart which were very showed the ruthlessness of the time, like in the beginning of the film where he goes in and the English king had what was it called together some meeting of all the different clans and then murdered them all um, and strung their bodies up, and then William Wallace comes in as a kid and sees them tied up in the heart or whatever. Um, but it's still this idea of like oh, it's like the baddies versus the goodies, and that was why something like Game of Thrones was I think it actually appealed to a lot of people who loved history, not just the clothes and the kind of medieval settings and whatever, but also because when we read history, like an actual history book, you realize how messed up it is. I think Game of Thrones, captured by George R. R. Martin, captured it probably more realistically in that sense. That you know, one minute your ally, so what? One minute someone's your ally, the next minute they are after you, or you're after them. I think that's pretty good.